Rottweiler
Hello,
audience.
everyone. This is She Ruined My Career, number 57. Fuck.
You already lost count.
Fuck.
I think it's 56.
Nope, I can Google it. Yeah, it's 56.
Yep.
Yes, and the last episode we were unaware of who was going to be president. Now we are aware, fully aware.
Yeah. Oh, so let's record our meltdowns now.
That was pretty good. All right, Ian?
This is the last time, this year will be the last year that we will ever be able to freely move, speak, and breathe. The last year.
All right, Dane.
Fuck you, Donald Trump! Fuck you!
Okay, Dane wins. What the hell,
Okay.
Dane? That was so good.
Man, that classic desk thump sound.
Yes.
Only achievable like through a video call or like
And
a
poor
shitty
quality.
recording.
Yeah, poor quality. It has to be poor quality.
Fuck you, Donald Trump!
It's funny, when we uploaded the last podcast, there was like I was shocked. There was this one comment within 5 minutes. It was like, guys, they didn't know the outcome of the election by the time this was done recording. So there won't be a meltdown in this episode.
Oh.
And it had 12 upvotes.
Oh.
There were like 12 people that were like, I gotta see, like, I don't know how, do we come off like we would, like,
Are gonna have a meltdown?
Start
I
shitting.
mean, I don't know.
The
it's
idea
sad.
of you, I think, maybe.
me?
The idea of...
Oh,
yeah.
me for sure. You're right. I'm the
Yeah.
one.
Well,
The image that they've conjured, yeah.
Yeah.
I watched some conservative grifters do a compilation, like reacting to like they wouldn't even call it leftist meltdowns, woke meltdowns.
Yeah.
And I watched some of these woke meltdowns, and I'm like, oh no, you're like kind of buying into it. Like
I
some of
know.
these are like extremely tongue in cheek,
Yeah.
and you're just not seeing that it's a little bit like
They're
jokey.
taking what they can get. They're taking
Yeah.
what they can
Yeah.
I mean, I think a lot of people don't, I think people are like greatly overestimating how shocked people were
Mhm.
going to be by this.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't. I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, me and Ian 3 months ago were like, yeah, Donald Trump's won. for
Yeah,
sure.
I mean the shooting was just kind of like
Yeah,
oh,
I think everybody was
this
just kind of
shit's
like,
juicy.
Yeah.
he's already, like, whenever he took that cool picture of him raising
Yeah.
his fist, everybody's like, oh, he's president now. He's president.
Yeah.
That's when he became president.
It's very win more.
Yeah,
Once
Yeah,
you-
yeah.
Yeah.
It is, and they knew how to to lean into that as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm going to be honest. Once the Cheneys were on board, I was like, it's so over.
Mm,
The Cheneys, marching the Cheneys around.
yeah.
Their endorsement for Kamala was
Is there more than Dick Cheney was also a
Liz-
Cheney that was
Liz and Dick Cheney. Yeah.
Liz is his daughter though, yeah.
Yeah, but they were running them like they were like both of them promoted, and they were both
Like
like,
there's something special.
yeah,
It's crazy.
they were really excited
That's
about
wild.
that endorsement.
I
for
think you'll
some
ever
reason.
find anyone enthusiastic about Liz Cheney. Or Dick, for that matter.
Or Dick Cheney, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know anybody who likes Dick Cheney. Does
He's
anyone?
just
No.
the butt of every, shooting your friend in the face joke.
Sorry.
He's like the warmonger of our era. Like, why?
Mhm.
Like, nobody likes him.
Yeah.
No, like,
He's not
he
even
just-
cute like Bush.
All right. True.
Like at
He
least,
ain't even. He's not even cute though.
like at least Bush is kind of cute. Like he's kind of marketable. Like he kind of looked like a little chimpanzee.
Yeah.
And
Right.
he got kind of sweet after, right? After his war crimes, he like
Oh, yeah, and he does paintings.
paints and he
Yeah.
like lives on a ranch somewhere.
Yeah,
and-
You're right. I
Mostly
forgive him.
Keeps it to himself. You know?
Did-
I mean, the least you can do is just keep to
Hurricane
yourself.
Katrina. I forgive him for fucking
I've-
that up. Yeah.
I forgive him for the millions of deaths overseas. Because he's kind of cute.
Because he's kind of
Okay.
cute.
I'm just kidding. That's fucked up. I would feel the same way about Bush if
Okay.
Bush.
It's all tongue in cheek, you
Yeah.
know.
I have a little bit of a docket today.
Okay, you're docking today?
I'm docking today. The first thing on the docking agenda
Mm-hmm.
is I want to talk a little bit about my plans for 2025.
Oh, Project
wait.
2025.
Wait, you can't use Project 2025. It's already taken. So what are you naming it?
Projection 2025.
I mean, I didn't think about it that far. Could you go to the
PowerPoint?
yeah, it should say PowerPoint.
It's Ian's. No. Ian's Project 25. That actually does set it apart.
Okay, that's good. I'm glad.
Yeah. So, like, anytime you need to switch to us, feel free to get off of this.
Okay, well, I'll try my best to be the pilot.
But yeah, actually go to me before we get started. Okay, so I came up with this because, I've been hearing so much about Trump's Project 2025. A lot of people will say, oh, that's not Trump's thing. And then some people will come out and be like, now we can admit it really was Trump's thing. It really is our
The
plan
Matt Walsh
type of deal.
I think it was Matt Walsh.
I feel like I've seen all them fuckers say that. And it's hard because you can't differentiate the trolling from like
I
the
know.
authenticity.
Yeah, I mean,
Because everything's a troll.
everything's a troll. Wait, before you go on, I just wanted to ask Dane, have you seen Alex Jones in front of his big fucking attack truck saying, "Yes, I will be chief of staff," or what was it? Press secretary.
Yeah.
Press secretary for Donald Trump, and it's got like fucking 500,000 likes on Twitter. What do you think
That's
about
crazy. I didn't see that, but I mean, is he just making claims out of his butt, or is that because I don't know. I don't know what to believe is real. Like when people say that kind of thing.
It's kind of scary because you have real reports of Elon Musk being on the call with Trump with Zelensky. Like apparently they were fucking.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of hard to tell where it ends and begins. I know Candace Owen was like heavily pitching Alex Jones for the job.
Yeah.
And then Alex Jones like
when she
out.
says pitching, she means like publicly
pitching to the public.
Yeah.
If we get Alex Jones, we are not worthy. We are not worthy. But Trump, please, it would be the greatest troll. And by the way, he is more than equipped for it. He has run a show for decades.
Who fucking knows? Probably not, but also would be very
horrendous. Yeah. The Sandy Hook guy.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, come on now.
At this point, why not? You've got RFK, the measles king.
Right. Maybe there's some negative, and a negative will be a positive type vibe.
Imagine.
Who knows? What if they get in conflict about something really like.
It's so deeply ironic. Right?
Deeply ironic.
Well, you have RFK gutting all of the safeguards that we have for health, who has. We looked this up yesterday. I'm sorry, I'm totally derailing you.
I mean, we can.
Do you want to?
Well, I was going to say, now is probably the best time to do it because then we can go into my plan.
Yeah,
how I would do things differently.
Okay, I like that because we looked up RFK. Dane, have you ever looked up why RFK sounds like that?
Yeah, because he said that he had some disease or something.
It's called something dysphonia. It's basically a neurological.
He's got some. Yeah, he's got something wrong with him. That's all I know.
Do you know what causes that, or what they think is
It's a what is it? It doesn't necessarily cause it, but it is a risk factor.
It's a risk factor of measles.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he got measles, allegedly, maybe?
He did get measles. I actually saw a video today where he said he got measles.
Oh.
Or he was
Okay.
scratching his measles.
So the anti-vax guy, who is not just anti-vax like anti-COVID vax, he's like anti-every vax,
Right.
who got measles and got potentially, I'm not going to fully, potentially got a consequence of getting measles, and was also potentially leaked to a measles outbreak in Samoa.
Yeah. Yes. So there was
going
a
to be
terrible measles outbreak
Yeah.
in Samoa in 2019.
Yeah.
Really awful. He went there, from all accounts that I could find, he just went there on like some sort of ceremonial thing where they're just like, we're going to bring some people that are famous from America to come and celebrate the country's like Independence Day or some meme like that. But so he was there in like June. Fast forward to November. The country is going through the worst measles outbreak ever. I think 83 people died, and most of them were children. But all of this happened because the country got super paranoid and scared when 2 infants died after receiving the MMR, the measles vaccine.
Yeah.
Turns out that it was not the measles vaccine that killed them. The nurses incorrectly mixed the vaccine with, it was supposed to be water. It was mixed with an anesthetic, a muscle relaxer. And that's what killed the kids.
Yeah. So RFK and like a group kind of capitalized on that fear, right? Weren't they promoting anti-vax?
There was no, I'm still looking into it, but
Okay.
there's no like very obvious
Link.
like they went there to promote that.
Okay.
But-
so it was just a bad mix.
Well, Samoa was a target along with every other fucking country on the planet, to be
Yeah.
honest, especially the third world countries. They're mainly targeted because I think personally they don't like, they don't have the resources.
Yeah, or the
It's like-
infrastructure.
Like RFK isn't going to go to Norway
No,
or
yeah.
Finland and be like, "You gotta stop."
There's this guy on TikTok.
It's so
who
hard to
does-
do.
It's
You
very
have to
difficult
immediately
do.
just like fuck your voice.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you're not going to do that in Norway or Finland.
yeah.
You know, because they're not going to accept it.
Yeah.
But
You're going to like developing countries
Yeah.
that are like still like figuring
They
it
want
out.
to. Yeah, they want to listen, and it's also a lot easier to spread the propaganda.
Yeah.
So they were at a time when those 2 children died, they were perfectly poised to accept the propaganda
Yeah.
that RFK's organization had been pushing to stop vaccinating their children. It was like, I think 8 months that they stopped vaccinating.
Yeah.
And what was it? This was against the CDC. This was against every other organization's like, prompts for them to not pause the vaccinations.
Right.
But in that pausing of vaccinations, there were a whole lot of children unvaccinated.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that guy is going to gut the FDA and is going to be the head of health for the US. And then if we had Alex Jones as like press secretary when he's the king of spreading misinformation, like it's so ironic.
It is. It is.
Funny. It's fucked up. But it's,
And they've had, I just, in my very short search of RFK interviews, he like goes on to like, he's been challenged on this and made a fool of many times.
I know. Yeah.
And I mean, it makes sense, right? A lot of people don't have access to this information. I think I just found out about RFK probably last year. So it isn't a shock that, a lot of people haven't fucking seen anything with him.
Well, he crashed the scene on TikTok, like talking about BlackRock. And everybody, all these young people were like,
Ooh,
oh my God, the first
ooh.
politician to like
Right.
talk about the, like,
Yeah.
you know,
He who shall not be named.
yeah, like nobody talks about BlackRock
Yeah.
or any of that shit. So, like, I think a lot of young people were like, oh, this guy
Yeah.
gets it.
The problem is he's the most conspiracy pilled
Oh,
person
yeah.
that you could possibly
yeah.
put on your
But-
cabinet other than Alex Jones, I guess.
A lot of like fascist, like pipelines start
With conspiracy.
well, specifically the BlackRock
Mm.
stuff. There's this other guy who's on TikTok who he was very like well known for like going to the grocery stores and being like, all these cereals are
Oh,
owned by
I know
blah,
that
blah,
guy.
blah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he starts with that stuff.
Uh-huh.
And then you go to his Twitter. And it's like
Yeah.
really like
That's gross.
Yeah. So I think RFK kind of pulled people in with that stuff, and then people just didn't look further into it. But I just think
Hard. It's so much effort. He also is really good at like, well, okay, number one, I think what really helps is he's horrendous to listen to.
you
Like
can't.
the combination of the voice and the things that he talks about, it's so quick to tune out. Like I found this, what I thought was a very important video, and I was really like listening for the context. I was like, "Are you saying anything about fucking measles?" I'm like trying to skip through this video. It's only 8 minutes, but I'm like,
Oh,
it was painful.
yeah.
So like even researchers, even people trying to debunk this fucker, they probably won't want to do it. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna put this shit through some AI and give me a synopsis.
Well,
Yeah.
it sucks because in the world of TikTok and speeding up videos.
Yeah.
Where you can just like hold the sides. The RFK is like the antithesis, like, because not only is his voice grating to listen to, but he pauses and it takes him a long time to like get things out.
It's literally the real life equivalent of someone breaking up in Discord via like they're turning robotic.
And you're so done. Like you can't, so like he can, I don't know, but I do, for me, this is my wish list. Because if we're going to send it, we need to send it. You need to have
True.
Alex
it needs
Jones.
to be able to explode quick. Let's get it over with.
Just let's do it. Like Alex
How about this?
Jones
How about this?
It's crazy.
Yeah, how about we do Elon Musk, Department of Transportation.
Okay.
We do Joe Rogan is in charge of the Olympics.
Okay.
We do.
Yeah, in 2028. Yep.
Yeah, in 2028 Olympics, Joe Rogan is in charge of all of it.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm into that.
Wait, who heads the Department of Education?
Oh, that's a great question.
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh
Yep.
my
Okay.
God! I think this is. I think we
Wait,
might
who's
be.
that crazy like filler face woman that
Oh,
follows Trump
Tommy
around?
Lauren.
Not Tommy Lauren.
Is that not her name?
No,
Who's Tommy Lauren?
another conservative
Fuck.
type.
Oh no, Jordan Peterson. Why not? You know,
Oh,
for the Department of Education because he's a professor.
Okay,
yeah, okay,
true.
okay.
Good, that's
Yeah.
good.
Laura Loomer.
That's
her
the
name.
one.
Laura Loomer.
You know what? We're this reminds me so much of those memes coming out of like Gen Zs. Like assembling what would be the perfect cast for Marvel or whatever,
yes.
and they
Yeah,
only
yeah,
know
yeah.
like 5 actors
Yeah.
from the last year.
Or they pick streamers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Timothy Chalamet,
Yeah, Zendaya.
fucking Zendaya, The Rock.
The Rock. Yeah. Baptista.
Yeah. We have no other. There's no.
I think Laura Loomer should have a position in.
Yeah. Do we have someone who's ancient who's like?
Can we get Hulk
hospitalized?
Hogan in there?
Oh, true.
Wait, Hulk Hogan, yeah, and Jimmy Carter. Get Jimmy Carter in there.
Jimmy Carter.
He's like still kicking,
Yeah.
barely.
Yeah, but he's a liberal. He's not going to work for Donald
but
Trump.
he's so old that they.
Oh, I
can
like that though
Like,
because they
he's
use him as a pawn, a
balanced.
puppet.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
balanced.
right. He doesn't know what's going on. They're just like, oh
Right.
yeah, a liberal joined our side, and he's like, well, what's going on?
Yeah.
They like wheel him in.
I
Jimmy
like that.
Carter literally looks like a chicken wing that came out of the oven.
Oh, that's racist, babe.
I think he just looks like a You ever play? No, I don't know.
No,
if
that's
you've played
ageist.
Skyrim.
Is what I meant to say.
He looks. Oh, right. He looks like the Draugr from Skyrim. If you've ever seen that.
Oh my god!
He looks like a chicken wing.
I don't know how he's.
out of the oven.
I mean, I don't know
He's
what
like
kind
100,
of chicken
isn't
wings
he?
you're cooking.
Like the chicken wings that they're like the naked chicken wings.
Oh, okay. Naked, baked, no
Yes.
dry rub,
Yes.
no nothing.
Yes.
Okay, fair. It's not ageist. It's accurate.
It's not ageist. It's accurate. That's a good ad slogan for something.
Something horrendous.
Yeah, get ready for slogans like that all over media.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
because this country's going to shit.
we'll get back to our perfect Avengers team.
Okay, yeah, we'll go on to your. I'm sorry.
For now, we're going to talk about my plans.
Yeah.
For Project 2025. This is if I was in charge and Trump wasn't in charge.
Okay.
Okay. Male sex parts and social issues. Any doctors who interfere with cases of testicular torsion will be fined or prosecuted. So the logic behind this is that we do not want men who experience testicular torsion to get out of it through medical intervention or the intervention of like a third party.
Oh, is it because risk of ruining the tubules and they can't produce sperm?
Well, that's
Which
one
is
argument.
precious?
Very
Well,
important.
the doctor's going to have to touch it, which is gay.
That's true. It's also very gay.
We're fine with that. We
Oh.
actually like gayness in my project.
As long as it's consensual gayness.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
That's ominous.
But no, it's basically like if you aren't meant to have kids,
Yeah.
this is like kind of God's way
Oh.
of making that happen. If you aren't, survival of the fittest type thing, if you have testicular torsion, if you sit down too fast or your balls hang too low, that's a you problem. doctors shouldn't interfere.
Right, because I guess it puts strain on the medical. Like, my taxes don't want to go to fixing
Right.
your testicular torsion.
Of course.
Also, it's kind of like a hose, you know, when the hose gets a bend in it, and it's like, you know, if you get a bend in your hose, like, God didn't want you
Yeah,
to.
what were you even doing? I mean, like, what were you doing to get a testicular torsion? Isn't it kind of a little bit your fault?
Yeah, that's true. Like,
You
what
know?
happened?
That's a great point, Dane. In
It's-
fact,
Yeah.
that's like probably the best point.
It's called personal responsibility.
Yeah, I will say, alternatively,
Uh-huh.
you all make great points. I really like that. Alternatively, we can leave it up to each individual family unit
Okay.
to sort of decide. You know, you can have people within your family help you with your testicular torsion. But I think going outside of that and relying on like a higher like government agency, I think that's just too much.
I agree.
Because that's other people's, that's taxpayer dollars at that point.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Yeah, I don't want to
do.
pay for that.
Okay. Now, if young men cannot correctly name and identify three parts of their female reproductive system by the time they enter the 9th grade, they will be drafted immediately. Yeah.
To infantry.
Oh, to infantry.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And if
Yes.
there isn't a current war, we'll make one up.
Yeah. Wait a minute, Dane. How do you know so much about my project? What the hell?
I was an advisor on Project 2025. I will have to come forth and say that I think legally I have to say Ian's Project 2025 I was a legal advisor on.
Okay.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean it's pretty straightforward. Like I think it's important, like if you're gonna be boys and men, if you're gonna be fucking women and you're gonna be proud of it and you're gonna be the king of sex and you're gonna be banging 3 times a day, like I think you should know some of the parts and how they work.
Yeah. They
You
can
know?
all be external too.
Yeah.
Like if you get labia minora,
Lady
labia.
Menorah, flaps, pejorative, and
Yeah.
clitoris.
Oh, they
Exactly.
flaps pejorative.
Did you like that?
Yeah, I did.
You
yeah.
said menorah, and I was like, I could do this. I could
Yeah.
do
Do
this.
you know what the
flaps pejorative
no, no,
is?
well, yeah. Do you know what the actual term for that is?
Oh no, curtains. No. What would it be called
The beef curtains.
intellectually speaking?
So there's labia minora.
Oh no, you better get your fucking
Dane,
get your
do you know?
get your no, I'm gonna have to put my
Oh, you're
I
gonna.
mean, I will say this
my
is
boots
such a
on.
great
yeah,
point, though.
grab your gun.
I have been looking
Yeah.
at something. I've been like trying to casually educate myself about this
Yeah.
stuff. I think I know more internals than externals.
Yeah. So just like guess though, minora.
Menorah.
Labia minora.
What the fuck does that mean?
Minimal min like
Min.
small.
that's
Okay.
a Lord of the Rings character.
Like min.
Uh-huh.
So the labia
Small.
minora, right? Labia
Maxom. Oh, wait.
Ma-
I know this one.
Majora.
Ah!
Majora's
Sorry.
mask. Okay, so
Okay.
it is interesting as we have this conversation, though,
Mm-hmm.
how quickly, like, I want to exit it because I don't have the fucking tools.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like. And I'm
I've
woke.
been-
and
I've-
I'm woke.
I know. And I've been forced to learn what a frenulum is.
Yeah, I taught you what a friend. No,
No, I know.
you knew it.
I showed you what a frenulum was.
But
You screamed and didn't like it, I noticed.
You
wait,
said,
did you know though that frenulum is any part of the body where the tissue comes together in that way?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that a weenus
Mm-hmm.
and a
No, not a weenus.
weenus is a frenulum
That's not a frenulum.
because it comes together, doesn't it?
No. This is a frenulum.
Oh, you right,
Yeah.
right. Okay.
There's very
I
few
didn't know that.
areas, but I think it's kind of a point of symmetry a little bit.
Oh. I just thought it was underneath the head of the penis.
No, but that's great. Good job. Anyway, yeah, drafted immediately. It's fine. If men have the fear of being drafted, they will learn what that shit is. They'll be the experts.
True. They'll read up.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
let's get back to it. If a man is single for more than 5 years, he will be assigned another man who has been single for more than 5 years, and they must be gay together.
Okay, so that's what you were alluding to.
Yes.
Okay, they must be.
Yes. It is not.
Is lavender relationships okay though? Like, can they?
That? Explain to our conservative viewers what
Okay.
the hell that could possibly mean.
Back in the day when people were afraid of being discriminated against for being gay, like it was a huge threat. Like being gay, you could get fired for being gay.
Yes.
They would get married to like like in a heterosexual
right.
marriage. They'd call it a lavender marriage, where it was just like close friends who were just protecting each other, but no sex.
So cool.
No, like, yeah.
We should bring that
sometimes
back.
sex, maybe. I don't fucking know. I'm not gonna. But that's it. Lavender. They still exist.
Yeah.
Gen Z kind of likes the concept of it, I think,
Yeah.
because
Well, they can do their open relationship shit,
yeah,
and it's all kind of. I mean,
it is coming back in fashion. But yeah, lavender marriage.
but yeah, we're not gonna do any of that kind of.
Oh,
crazy
is it
crap.
forced?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just gonna be forced. That's
All
all
right.
it is. Dane, do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
All right, next. Federal agencies, employees, and policies. The new agency is going to be called Transforce.
That's fucking epic looking.
Yes.
Whoever made that is.
Yeah, I
fucking
think that's a
awesome.
Halo thing.
Yeah, I think it's Halo, but it's got a little kitty.
But that's basically going to be what the Transforce looks like.
Okay.
I have no idea what they're meant to do. We haven't gone that far. We just came up with the name.
Yeah, I do like it.
I don't know.
We'll figure out something.
Yeah. If you have any ideas in the comments, let us know. To access nuclear codes and war buttons, you must be diagnosed with autism. So this one's pretty straightforward. Anyone who's like looked into what it means to be heavily autistic, you'd find that there's a lot of very admirable characteristics. I think they're admirable.
Yeah, you have to be careful though, because like the black and white thinking and the like adherent to rules can lead you down a very dangerous path.
Right, but I think getting to that stage, they would understand what they are tasked with and the importance, and it shouldn't be done impulsively.
Yeah, and
I don't think impulsivity is an autistic trait.
No, I think ADHD trait, but not an autistic
Yeah.
trait. I think autism is like coined by like liking.
Originally, it did say
Oh,
anyone with
ADHD.
diagnosed with autism and ADHD
Oh,
or
yeah.
ADHD.
I think ADHD is impulsivity is part of the.
Okay.
I think I'm not sure, but
Yeah. In any case, I
Yep.
think there's just a lot of traits that would, I think, suit the high levels of government.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Originally, it was going to be every member of government has to be diagnosed with autism, but
Oh.
I felt that was like taking it too far and it's
Yeah.
maybe a bit discriminatory.
Too far.
Yeah. The higher levels, I think, is
Thank-
fair.
Dane, thank you so much for being a voice of reason throughout this whole thing.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
know?
if it's just one person, I mean, things can get out of hand. So I'm here
Yeah.
to kind of keep it sane.
Yeah, keep the ship. You're the rudder to this Ian's Project 2025 ship.
I'm the whata.
The IRS will be abolished and replaced with a crowdfunding website.
That is
a good
so
idea.
smart. Yeah.
So it's just kind of how it sounds. You can donate whatever you feel is appropriate for our government to take and spend on things.
Okay.
So anywhere from 1 cent to $1 billion.
Do you do you think like GoFundMe is acceptable, or do we need to make a new one?
Oh no, it's gonna be a new one.
Okay.
I'm gonna find a guy who's like really competent at Squarespace, and that's where it's gonna be made.
Okay.
Because I think, wait a minute, I think Squarespace or Wix, that's an Israeli company, I think.
Is it?
Yeah,
Is it really?
yeah, one of the two.
Well, we'll pick
Yeah.
the one that isn't,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we'll. Yeah.
Oh, or maybe we will. All right.
Fuck it.
Hey.
All right. Next up,
Yep.
immigration.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
buckle up.
I'm
State
scared.
governors will have the option of selecting and ranking countries that they would most prefer to get immigrants from.
Nice.
But it will be a trick for me They will, if they fill out the form, they will be sent every immigrant that comes into the country. So if you decide like, oh, I only want people from Norway, Finland, and Germany.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're getting people from
Everywhere.
Antarctica,
Yeah.
Zimbabwe,
And everything in between.
the Appalachians.
Oh, did you do the A to Z on purpose?
No, I didn't.
Oh, it was very cool.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. Antarctica, Zimbabwe.
There's might be something in my
Antarctica to
brain that's a
Zimbabwe.
little bit. That's maybe I have a skill.
You're cooking.
Maybe you're cool actually.
Maybe I need to relax.
Whoa,
If I
wait a
relax more, I think my brain can access things that otherwise couldn't be.
That's just true. That's true. I think we've
That's
had this
just
discussion.
true.
Dane, I like
moving
that,
things. Yeah.
Oh, you like calculations are coming
Yeah,
at you?
uh-huh.
Dane, I like that you're practicing the sycophant role. I think it's important for you
Can you
to
define sycophant for me, please? I only graduated high school.
just like, really agreeing with Ian on everything and really sucking up to him. And if you do disagree with something, you very lightly kind of it's you're not going to stand on business. And I respect that because I think in this world that we're in Ian's Project 2025, you need that.
Yeah.
Well,
definitely.
this is who is in power, and I think it's just fair for us to give whoever's in power a chance to show what they're going to do. I mean, like you have no right to complain. Just give them a chance. Just give Ian a chance.
I'm so glad that you're so accepting and open.
Hey, if I
I'm
fuck
gay
it up-
for I'm gay for I'm gay for Ian.
Oh,
And
it's the tolerant left.
under his new law, I will be forced to be gay with Ian. So that's even better.
Oh, well, I don't know though, because I think Ian's married and
No, that's yet to come.
Oh.
See,
At
I
the
did.
end of this is a divorce proposal.
Oh, are we going
No, it's not.
are we going to like ancient Rome style?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it's a what do you call it when it's a living document?
Oh.
Yeah.
The Constitution.
Yeah. Okay, so immigrants will be given mandatory top, bottom, and any other surgeries that they want.
Mandatory. Okay, I like that. All right.
Yes, easy, self-explanatory.
Yeah.
The border wall will continue to be built, but it will be turned into a giant graffiti wall. And if Mexico doesn't have enough graffiti artists to cover their side of the wall, then we will send some of our graffiti artists over there to spray it up.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
Oh, like a graffiti. It's like in Belfast, there's a wall that separates north and south, I think, and they let you draw on it.
That's cool.
I drew on it. My name's on there somewhere in Belfast.
Yeah, it'll be like it'll be like that. It'll kind of be like I was kind of imagining, those bridges where people put their love locks on?
Oh, yeah.
It'll be kind of like that, but you're not going to bring a love lock. You just go over there and spray your thing.
So
we can make a lot of money, a lot of revenue. It'll be like a tourist trap.
Okay.
Well.
I was going to say like the eighth wonder of the world.
Yes. I was
Okay.
actually thinking Great Wall of China
That's
when
what
I was
I'm-
drafting this up.
Yeah.
But it's more ethical than the Great Wall of
Which-
China.
More tourism, more money in Americans' pockets.
Yeah. And yeah, that's just beautiful. And
Yep.
we're going to have a lot of doors.
That you can
In it?
go in and
Yeah.
out of.
Well, it's a little
Like
bit unfortunate because on many parts of the wall
Yeah.
that I've seen, it isn't like a literal like concrete like cinder block like wall. It's literally like these just steel beams. It's like a gate that just goes really high.
Oh.
So you actually couldn't. We would need to kind of use that as a form factor to put like plaster or something in between
Okay.
so that people can
Spray paint.
have a
it.
good canvas.
Yeah. We could put like plyboard or whatever.
Yeah, we could do
plywood.
that.
Yeah. Because it's cheaper.
Yeah. What were you gonna say? You forgot. Okay, next. All right, education.
Oh, nice.
American slavery will be taught via playground talk tubes. So you can kind of imagine this, like it's a little bit hard to hear through these talk tubes, and obviously, you need to really put your ear up to the talk tube, or like this kid is demonstrating in the picture.
Talk to a.
Talk to us.
We will be listening to Talk to a podcast in this manner as
Oh,
well.
wow. Is it so? What's the thought process behind this? Is it so like every kid gets one-on-one, like time learning about America's biggest blight on their like record, or what's
no. It's how do I phrase this in a PC way?
Oh God.
Basically, we're trying to make it a little difficult for our kids
to hear it.
hear the propaganda that the leftists are spewing in our classrooms.
Oh, you want to muddy the waters of the dark and horrific history of America.
I was also thinking. If we can go to back to the thing, that teachers will only be able to teach World War II by analyzing Hitler's paintings.
Oh, yeah. So, do you know what Hitler's paintings mainly are?
Landscapes. Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean,
That's a red flag.
Well, I'm
is,
just saying this is
actually.
painting a picture, right? You asked me before, like, why would you use the talk tubes?
Okay, you're painting. I get it.
Same reason why we'd use pictures of landscapes to teach about World War II.
I get
that were completely unrelated to World War II.
Yeah. Okay.
And before World War II.
Yeah. No, that's true.
Okay. All right. Lastly, fire drills and Pledge of Allegiance are now combined. Okay. So play that shit.
Every single morning.
Yeah, every single
What the
morning.
hell?
We care about safety, and we also are patriotic, and we're also hyper efficient because the top people in government are autistic.
Oh, yeah.
So-
Roll it into one.
Roll it into one. We're not here to waste anyone's time, especially our precious youth.
Okay. All right.
And they will be called Ian's youth.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it. And
Wait, that's it. What?
And
I liked.
I didn't have much time to put this together, so
I really liked the trans
Force?
Trans force.
Thank
But I
you.
think I just like the artwork personally. But if we've learned anything about America is you couldn't really sell people on artwork and vibe alone, really.
Are Americans like artwork?
Well, I mean, if you saw the For You
talking
homepage
about
on
the
X,
Talking about the Obama Hope poster or something?
that's true. Yeah, people.
talking about Obama.
I think Obama may have won on the Hope poster alone
Yeah, true.
because like that was iconic.
Do you think Obama would win if he was gay?
Well, not when he was elected.
Yeah,
Because
true.
wasn't gay
Silence.
marriage
Oh, right.
illegal? I think
Yeah.
people were even more homophobic.
True. That's not even a question.
Yeah, I feel like people were hella homophobic, or even more so back then.
Okay. I feel like this is a good time to take a quick break and hear if Dane has anything to share with us.
Dane, pitch your project.
Oh, yeah. I have a little game that we can play if you want to do that.
I'd love to play Dane's little game.
My little game that I
Play
devised.
a
Literally,
game.
I literally came up with this about 10 minutes before you called me.
Nice.
So I just very quickly got some stuff together.
Dude, that's the best way to do it.
Ooh.
Can you see this?
Yeah.
Oh, I like this.
Yeah.
So we're going to go into the Pokemon voting records. We're going to try and we're going to look at every Pokemon that I've selected. I've only selected a few. We're not going to look at every Pokemon. But we're going to select a few, and we're going to try and talk about which one do you think, or any Pokemon, what their voting record has been like for the past, well, this recent election. And if you want, you could even talk about if they voted for, past presidents, if they're old enough to vote.
Okay. I'm excited.
As you can see here, these are Pokemon represented by each candidate from the last election. This is Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Gumshoes is Donald Trump, and then Executor is Kamala Harris because she's a coconut tree.
Oh, okay. Nice.
All right, so the first Pokemon, and this is, you can just do a snap reaction. Who do you think this Pokemon voted for?
Oh, that's a conservative.
Oh, I was going to say
Staunchly.
Kamala.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
That's a
Why
staunch
Kamala?
Conservative.
I don't know. It was just snap. You said snap, and I was just like, that's what I'm feeling. But I think maybe I said that because that was the last word you said.
It was just a word association.
But I can provide evidence.
Okay. Provide evidence.
Machoke, in my eyes, is kind of like a WWE wrestler.
Oh, that's true. I could Okay.
a little bit more for gay rights,
The
a little
arts.
bit more progressive.
Yeah.
The arts.
Right.
He's not
He's like
a
a
Joe
Batista.
Rogan
Yes,
guy.
he's like a Baptista.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the vibe I get.
Okay, you don't see him as like an MMA guy.
No, not at all. He's not an MMA guy.
Okay. That's so interesting. I definitely saw him as like even his evolved forms to me read all right pipeline.
Oh, you know what?
Oh, you know what? I have. There's another wrestler one on here. What do you think of? Hold on. Let me. Actually, we'll get to it.
Okay.
We'll get to it. I thought I could go backwards. Sorry.
I feel like he is like staunchly conservative, and he got out of like he's short. Not like short, but
Right.
like shorter than 6'2".
Right.
And
Right.
he like got heavy into gym culture and like, you know.
right.
Now
that's
Machamp.
kind of-
Now Machamp would be a conservative, I think.
Yeah, Machamp. Actually, I would argue Machamp has a better chance of being.
Kamala.
Kamala.
Really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
because he's
Okay.
been through it.
Oh,
He's been through it fully.
well,
He's
yeah,
like, I get
that's a
it.
good point. Also, the forearms.
Yeah,
If you think about that,
Yeah.
like he is now kind of othered a little bit,
Yeah,
and he kind
true.
of he can see now from the other side, like, oh,
he's fully himself.
yeah,
He let his
Okay.
freak flag fly.
Okay. Cool.
Oh,
Marowak.
that's an independent independent.
yeah.
Independent. Jill
that-
Stein.
Yeah.
I'm,
Stein.
oof, man, I'm gonna have to go with that's like a Nick Fuentes
Oh,
fan.
okay. That's interesting.
Yeah,
I think he's like really likes the argument about like you shouldn't need a license for a gun, like you shouldn't need a license for a toaster.
oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that.
Well, here's the thing. The lore
Libertarian.
behind I put this on because the lore behind Marowak is that Marowak is actually a mother,
Yeah, that's true.
and Cubone mourns the death of its mother, Marowak, which I think maybe speaks a little bit to her role. I mean, she's a concerned mother, so that's where her voting priorities are going to lie. She's a single issue voter. She's going to vote for her interests as a mother.
For
So
her
what do you think
son.
about that?
I love
Her
the
son.
specificity
Yeah,
of that.
she's a conservative and she's voting because her son can't afford a home,
Interesting.
and she's like Trump's gonna fix
Right.
our economy.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Single mother, really focused on the son.
Yeah.
She really like infantilizes him.
Yeah.
And she's like, "You poor thing, you poor baby."
You haven't gotten a date because of wokeness.
Yeah. Okay. You're right. I will justify mine. I thought the massive fucking skull over its head. This is a person
Yeah.
who loves anonymity.
Yeah.
They never take that shit off.
Yeah, that's true.
They are the person behind the computer screen. You're never going to see them. They're going to mail in their ballots because they're a freak.
That's why I said libertarian.
Yeah.
It's like the same kind of like
not bad.
edgy, anonymous.
Yeah. I'm going to put more thought in the next one.
Okay, yeah, I'll put more thought too. All right. Oh,
Genghis Khan.
it's another doting mother.
It is,
Oh,
but I think this one's
no.
a little bit more because I think this one's a little bit more like liberal.
I'm
That's
gonna
how
be
I feel.
honest. Yeah, she comes off like the women that I see in our neighborhood a lot, which is like they really want you to believe that they really care about black people, but they've never done anything in their life to ever actually like indicate that.
Advocate.
They just kind of like really want you to have that air about them. So I think that is like textbook liberal white woman with her child.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh man, do you agree
and
with that?
she got a vasectomy after she had that one.
She got a vasectomy. Yeah, yep. She got a vasectomy.
All right,
Yeah.
all right, Jinx. All right,
Oh.
put it up.
That's a rad femme.
What?
That's a radical feminist.
Yeah, for
Oh.
sure.
A rad femme. Like,
Rad femme.
she does not give a fuck.
That's her face. That was her face when Trump won, by the way.
Yeah. Literally, that's her face when that's a radical feminist.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
What? Do you have a different perspective? It seems
No,
like
you guys have like almost immediately convinced me. I'm like
I'm
right on
sorry.
board. No, I was just like leaning a just pearly things kind of route.
Oh.
Immediately.
Like, pick me.
Yeah,
Like,
just like the like really trying to overdo like these feminine qualities in herself. Not that Pearl does that.
Yeah.
But really like knowing that okay, I should convey that I'm a Republican by having a red dress.
Oh,
I should
and the
convey-
blonde hair and the
Yes.
so like one of these like Utah women.
Yeah.
You're talking about like one of these like
exactly.
Utah women who are currently posting pictures of themselves and saying "My body, his choice."
Yeah.
Have you
yes.
seen those?
Oh yeah.
My body, his choice. What the
Yeah,
hell?
no,
Oh
there's
wait, no. Women doing
yes,
that.
yes.
Ooh,
There are,
that's fucked.
and they look like they have the long blonde hair. They're like these like Utah white women with like and they're posting pictures in their sundresses, going, "My body, his choice."
That is so fucking pathetic.
Yeah. So it's
Jesus.
interesting though that we both see different because
Yeah.
this to me she reads off like a sex positive.
No, I would
like-
say you guys are accurate in what you're describing.
Yeah,
that is more true to
like she's a misandrist.
the character.
She's here for the girls and the gays.
Oh, also, her name is Jinx.
yeah.
If that's not the most fucking
True.
LGBTQ plus
Yeah.
name,
Yeah.
I don't know what is.
Yeah.
Other than
Very
Kai.
true.
Yeah, true. Kai is like the they, them, and bi kind of. Yeah. Oh shit! This guy doesn't vote.
I could picture a MAGA hat on this guy.
Now, I put this in here because I thought the layup joke was this guy's for trans rights.
Oh.
That's a good
Yeah.
But I love the idea of putting a little MAGA hat on this guy. It's so
I-
funny.
I
Like
do.
photoshopping it on.
I could see him wearing a little mega hat because he like wants friends really bad,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true.
and he's not liked. Like he's definitely like bullied in the group when they have like guys' night. He gets bullied,
Yeah.
but he like is the most misogynistic out of all of them and makes like the edgiest jokes that like make everyone uncomfortable.
Oh, I like that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I do like that pitch.
That's cool.
Oh, I mean, she's a liberal. She's like a young liberal. Like she was going to all the Kamala.
Oh yeah.
What do you call them? Raids.
She was
Rallies.
she was all in on Joe Biden, but then whenever he dropped out of the race, she was like,
Yes.
"Yeah, Joe Biden was a bad idea. Actually,
Yes.
Kamala Harris is so much better."
Yes,
Yeah, I agree with that.
100%. That's who she is.
So
We
just
all
like
know
a very like a classic
it.
old
young liberal.
Democrat.
No, she's
Democrat.
a young liberal.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
but she is still kind of.
Like she would work
There's
for
a
the
lot of
Liberal Party
crossover
as
there.
an intern.
This
Yes,
is the
there
first.
a lot
This
of
is the first
crossover.
election she's voting in.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and she definitely like worked for Kamala HQ.
Okay. Oh, and she started the Brat campaign.
She was full bore into the Brat
Okay.
campaign. Yeah.
Cool.
Oh
my
He
gosh.
doesn't vote because he fucking hates. He's like fuck America. Like this is our land. Shit. And he's right.
I
And
mean,
he's right.
you can go that route. I'm gonna ignore every indigenous symbol here
Okay.
and say that this is the most libertarian fucker I have ever seen.
Listen. I get it, but I think he's like fuck all these fucking losers.
Yeah.
That's him. He's like, get out of my fucking land, you bitches. And he's right. That's the vibe oh, shit. Okay.
Trump.
Yeah. He's like that kid who was waving a machete around outside of the voter polls.
That's some fucking Quagsire disrespect, but I get it.
Oh,
I get
that's
it.
right. Dane, you're a Quagsire
Yeah, this is my favorite.
lover.
This is my favorite Pokemon. I thought, but I was like, oh, he's raising his hand like he's saluting somebody. So I thought
Oh,
maybe that
shit. That's true.
Well,
it could go. But he's also literally blue, so it could go either way. So I was just curious.
Could
Vote blue no matter who.
Go back to him?
Yeah.
Can you imagine this? Imagine a sniper rifle in his hand.
Oh, yeah.
Aim.
No. I don't think sniper rifle. I think he's more of like a revolver to the side.
Oh, true. With those arms like
Yeah.
that? Yeah, he'd be right here with it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he would
Instead
wear
of
like a
carry
little
license.
fedora and like a trench coat and walk up really close. He'd get close.
I can
He's
kind
so
of picture
happy
him
looking.
in the what is it
happy
called, a
'cause he knows.
kifia or a
Huh?
the fucking what's it called?
What are you talking about?
The Palestinian garb.
Oh,
on the
kufiyah.
head. Kufiyah?
Yeah.
I could picture him in a kufiyah.
Oh.
Right? He's got the right head shape
Yeah,
for
he
it.
does. He
Is
looks
Quagsire Muslim?
All Pokemon are Muslim, if you ask my Shuddi.
Yeah.
All Pokemon are Muslim and all dogs are Muslim too. That's what my Jiddy said.
And all quacks
dogs
vote
go to
for
heaven.
Trump.
Oh, he's
Oh my God! I know what this fucker is. Wait, no, he could be two things.
I think I do think he voted very begrudgingly. He voted Democrat.
No. This fucker lives in Florida. He's an old man who wears fucking what are those Hawaiian shirts.
Yo, okay.
He drinks every fucking day.
And he's always going after young, spicy Latina.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'm down.
Yes,
I'm
and
down.
he makes his
That's not
Latina brides vote for Trump.
Okay, I like that guy. Did you see that video of the fucking literal? He was literally Heil Hitlering to a. He was Hispanic. I think he was Mexican staff worker who was like
At Five Guys?
yes.
Yes.
And then when he was leaving, the Five Guys worker was like, "Your wife doesn't even look white."
That's so weird.
She does look Latina.
The Five Guys worker got fired.
He did, yeah.
Sad.
He should take
Fired
that to
guy.
court.
A fired guy.
Fired guys. He should take that to court. I think he's got.
Oh, so this is a couple, Plusle and Minen.
Oh, they're very pro-Palestine, and they like got it in their head that Jill Stein was the right choice, and they just like really back and forth. They were like, exactly, and then they voted for Jill Stein.
Interesting.
That's what I think.
Okay, I think they're a lesbian couple
Yeah.
who's down for Kamala no matter what. Kamala. Fuck.
Yeah, you've been.
I know, it's brutal.
It's okay. We're not gonna have to say her name eventually.
Oh, that's awesome.
They've already started painting over the mural in somewhere in one of the states. Yeah, they already.
That was quick.
Yep. Shit.
Sorry.
We've got.
Queen Bee.
She
Vespa
terrifies
Quinn.
me.
I do not like that form factor for
She's a
Pokemon.
turf.
She's a turf. She's a turf. She's okay. The saddest thing about her is this is my backstory for her. She's an art teacher, and she's incredibly like liberal. Like she's like very like she loves gay rights. She's like very she really hams it up. She wears like outfits that are out of the box completely, but she hates trans women. Mm-hmm. Like the biggest turf you've ever met.
Yeah.
And she just this election, she was like, too much identity politics.
Man.
I'm voting for Trump.
That's so true.
Yeah, that's what she is.
I can
to
picture
me.
that.
Yeah.
I would see her in her crazy out there floral dress,
Yes.
like almost like what is that Magic School Bus teacher?
Miss Frizzle.
A Miss Frizzle type.
Yeah, lots of crazy patterns.
And you're just like, you are the most liberal
Yes,
bitch on the planet.
Yeah, she really wants everyone to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that she's very accepting of like, you know, everything under the sun except for trans women.
Okay. Valid. Well,
That's-
not the valid up, not valid in that way.
Assessment.
Yeah.
Valid assessment of the of
Of the Mon.
the Mon. Oh God.
What is this one's name, Dane?
Zoroark.
What? One more time?
Zoroark.
Zoroark?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm having a hard time reading this one.
Yeah, this one's a little bit of a wild card.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know much about its personality.
I mean, I can give you a little bit of lore for the Pokemon itself if you like.
Yeah, I'll take a little bit of lore.
So this is his ability in battle is that he'll disguise himself as a Pokemon on your team until he gets hit, and then he transforms into his real self. So it's kind of like you use it to trick people into attacking with the wrong type.
He's 100% Republican
A
then.
closeted Trumper.
Yeah.
Who's like, we don't talk politics. Like his girlfriend just found out that he voted for Trump. Just found out.
Oh, interesting. I'm taking a different approach.
Oh.
Bro does not have a girlfriend. Bro is chronically online.
Oh.
And he makes believe that he's woke. So when he sees someone doing something like a little bit offensive or something, he just tears them up, even though he doesn't give a fuck
Like
about
little argument. Yeah, like send the that
Right.
was a sunk cost fallacy.
it. Yeah, well, I don't know. Yeah, some sort of fallacy.
Yeah, he's
He's a troll. He definitely like rage
Absolute
baits.
troll.
Yeah,
Yes,
rage baits,
That's a good
yeah.
way of putting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got every flag in his Twitter bio just to like piss people off.
Right. Yeah, that's good.
Okay, I like that. She is.
What is this one's name?
Gotharita.
She loves Hassan's stream so much. Like everything Hassan says is correct. She's on Hastwit. Like she has like a very prominent Hassan Twitter page.
Okay.
She didn't want to vote, but she did. And
right,
she voted,
out of obligation.
Yeah, out of obligation because she's
for
like,
her
it's
man.
the right thing to do. Yeah, for her man. And she voted Kamala.
She almost went home because the line was too long.
She almost went home.
Yeah.
But she's
really glad she didn't because she really was excited to get that I voted sticker.
The werewolf one specifically.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the vibe. She definitely gives like a Hassan Abi head.
She's on TikTok a lot.
I agree with that one.
Yeah.
Oh
shit.
my god.
She's a sex worker. and she
That's
just,
it. Next.
Yeah, she's
we
a
know her
sex
voting
worker.
records.
Yeah, she's voting blue. She doesn't even really think about it. She's busy. That's what I think.
She's busy.
She's busy. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I like that she's bald.
I know. She's oh, it's kind of though giving like Amber Rose though.
Oh.
Because she's bald.
Right. And she kind of is standing like Amber Rose.
Well, she's got Amber Rose's measurements, you know.
And she's a POC, a Pokemon of color.
Oh. Pokemon.
Salazzle?
Yeah, that's her name.
Okay. Is this the evolved form of
Salandit, yeah.
And what is
the gimmick with that is Salandit can be is male, I think, like 90% of the time in the wild, but the female is the only one that can evolve, and she has a little harem of little Salandits.
Like orbiters.
Oh.
Which is why she's a sex worker.
Yeah,
right.
That's way more sex worker.
Or
than
she's
Amber
a Twitch
Rose.
streamer, and
Or
she has
she's
a bunch of like tier 3 subs.
Right.
But she's still
either
a
way.
sexy Twitch streamer that probably has an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a Kamala vote.
Yeah, Kamala for sure.
Uh-huh.
That's the rockabilly parrot.
Yeah, this is named Squawkabilly.
Oh no, he's a liberal. He's like one of those liberal that loves he just loves fashion and cosplaying. Like he does theater and stuff. And he voted Kamala. He was fully into Kamala.
This is a gay parrot for
I was
sure.
gonna say gay men for Kamala, white dudes for Kamala type vibe. For
Agree.
sure. Sorry, I'm talking too much. I feel like I need to give you the.
No, I think I think you're just really good at this.
Yeah.
I knew you would be good at this, Anissa, which is why I wanted to do it. But
it's fun.
But Ian has also had some really funny.
Oh, well, thank you, Dane. This is not Infernape.
Yeah, he's my favorite.
No, this is Annihilate. Infernape is a different monkey.
Yeah,
Annihilate is one of the newer ones. This one's cool. This is like Annihilate. Oh wait, what is the other one?
Primate.
Primate, yeah, Primate is his other thing.
He's on my team. He's my favorite on my team.
Yeah, he's good.
He's fucking awesome. Fighting in Ghost is so sick.
Yeah.
Okay, so
who do you vote for though?
So I'm getting Bernie vibes.
Oh, Bernie bro.
He's like an old
Right.
guy. It doesn't look like he's really trying to like do the Machoke thing where he's like showing off his like physique. He's obviously got a lot more hair than he does muscle. I think he's just an old man who fucking I think he's pretty apolitical, but I think he'd go Kamala.
I think he's mourning Bernie still to this day.
Yeah.
He's knows
like Bernie should have been the president.
Yeah, literally. I do think that is him, but he does begrudgingly. I mean,
although he is, oh man, this is tough because he's in the fighting community.
I know. But the fighting community, like, I think that's kind of why I lean more towards like he didn't vote.
Uh-huh.
I think he feels like the system is broken and no one's listening. And he's old
jaded.
as fuck. Yeah, he's jaded. And he lives in a blue state.
Okay.
So he's just like, whatever. That's the vibe I get.
Yeah, he's too old to listen to fucking Donald Trump and other like UFC fighters.
Yeah. He's over it.
Yeah.
The most like generic, basic.
Pidgeotto?
This is Pidgeot.
Oh, Pidgeot.
Yeah.
Oh man, Pidgeot is an old conservative, an old head Republican for sure.
Oh, like Republicans against Trump. Like they follow
Yeah.
them on Twitter.
But definitely voted Trump.
But voted Trump because it
Yeah.
was better than Kamala
Yeah.
for him. He was
Yes.
like, it's still better, but I don't like the guy.
Exactly.
Better than
Yeah.
socialism.
Yeah, better than socialism.
Yeah, Pidgeot hates socialism.
Yeah.
So true.
Ooh. That's another libertarian. He just thinks he's really smart and can argue anybody about anything, and definitely voted Jill Stein. He wanted RFK, but RFK, like, he just wants to, like, shake up the system. That's the vibe that I get from him.
In the Pokemon movie, he's quoted as saying, he's like, I know now it is not the circumstances in which you were born that matter, but what you do with life that matters, or something like that.
Yeah.
There's like a big character arc for him.
Yeah.
So I think if he still holds those views, then I feel like he would definitely lean a bit more left, because he's a little bit more egalitarian.
Yeah. It could push you the other way, though. You know? Like, it's kind of like the horseshoe.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's true.
I feel like he believes that wholeheartedly, and that's why he, like, became a big debate bro. And I think he's touring around debating, and he does ping pong between. He just picks whatever he thinks is going to be a harder argument and like argues for it.
By the way, if anybody who's listening has like a good
Counter.
good any sort of character thing that you'd like to attach to these Pokemon, please.
Yeah.
I was just
I'd love
curious
to hear him.
because I was thinking, like, how do I phrase this?
God.
Okay, I asked ChatGPT.
Oh God, Ian.
If we had to pick one, Mewtwo might lean slightly more Democrat. His strong stance on autonomy, individual rights, and a distrust of oppressive authority resonates with values often associated with progressive ideals, like challenging established power structures and promoting equity.
Okay, but that's also a debate bro.
However, Mewtwo's fierce independence would mean he's likely not a straightforward fit, but he'd lean Democrat in this hypothetical. By the way, the first answer that it gave was basically what you're describing. It was just so, like, long-winded. It's like, if we were to imagine Mewtwo in a political context, his personality and story might help us make a fun speculative guess. He's highly intelligent, values independence, blah, blah, blah. And it basically says, like, he would not value, like, a two-party system and other shit like that.
So detailed with that.
Yeah. So it says Mewtwo might likely advocate for policies that maximize individual freedom and minimize exploitation, aligning more with values rather than a strict party label.
Yep. Yeah.
I thought it was maybe.
Damn, no, ChatGPT was actually kind of cooking on that one.
Okay,
Yeah.
sweet. Sylveon.
She's a lesbian. She's a lesbian as fuck, and she
No,
voted
no, 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 no.
Kamala.
This is canonically like the what the fuck?
Hello?
What are you
No,
yelling
sorry,
about?
go ahead.
No, this is canonically like the trans icon,
Oh, that's
because I think this is the trans flag colors,
Yeah,
and I
she
think a lot
is.
of people really who are trans love this character.
No, you're right. She is a trans icon. She definitely voted Kamala because she has no choice. She's trying to protect her fucking right.
Right,
to
and
exist.
she's terrified for her life at this moment.
Yeah.
Now that Trump has been elected. Sorry, Sylveon.
Yep.
Well, we'll try and level you up. You know,
Yeah.
this is the other wrestler that I wanted to talk about.
He's Kamala.
Yeah.
Liberal. I think. What do you disagree?
No, I think he's he could end up that way the older he gets, but right now he's in the prime of his life. He just won the heavyweight title in the UFC.
Oh,
He is so
machismo as
far,
fuck.
into the Trumpism.
okay. He's like into machismo.
Well, he's high up
into
on the status quo. He needs
Yeah.
to maintain it.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
He's loving life right now.
Okay. Fair.
All right, that's all the Pokemon I had. Do you guys have any other Pokemon that you wanted to
That was awesome.
consider?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
You had a lot of these fucking new fuckers in there.
Yeah, because I noticed I was leaning a little bit more towards Gen 1 and Gen 2, so
You
I
were
was just
trying
like,
to be fair.
let's throw some new ones in there just
I
to
liked
shake things
it.
up.
Yeah.
I think you had a very fair mix.
Distribution.
Yeah.
That's what I love about millennials.
That's what I love about Did you see the chart that millennials are the only generation who are becoming more progressive as they get older? They're not following the pattern of any other generation.
Well, cool. Maybe we're sick.
Maybe we're
sick
awesome
in the head.
and cute and sweet.
Yeah, that could be. Other Pokemon that stand out to me. Well, firstly, let me just shout out Dane for that Kamala joke with the Executor. I think
it
that was
so
great.
good.
Um,
That was good.
could have been Alolan Executor as well, though, right?
Why? Because he's like,
It's a little bit more like a
He's a
tree.
yeah, he's more tree-like in that. Sure. I didn't have room on the Photoshop page.
Oh, that's a
sorry.
great point. That's one of the worst fucking
Oh.
designs ever.
Lapras, she would be an
Oh.
old dem.
Oh, an old wise dem.
Yeah.
An old wise dem. Yeah.
She would be single, like by choice.
hmm
Yeah, and have a
Her
cat.
husband died.
Yeah.
Hasn't recovered.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who would be the biggest advocate for the 4B movement out
Oh,
of Pokemon.
The what? The
4B movement. 4B movement.
What is the 4B movement?
So it was popularized in Korea by Korean women who were tired of, being treated not very fairly and expected to
Poorly.
pump out kids. So basically, it's a movement. I think it stands for 4 different things, but it's basically just like denying
No marriage, no sex.
Yeah, no marriage, no sex,
fucking
no
doing any of these things that
that are
men probably want us to do. Kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah. So it started in Korea and it's kind of like moving all over. There's like a lot of different countries where reproduction is going down because of movements like that. I mean, a combination of things, economy. I don't want to sit here and say women are, fucking closing their legs and nobody's having kids and that's it. There's a bunch of factors, but it's part of it.
Who do you think Lugia would vote for?
That's a good question.
I like Lugia.
I think
I
he would
do
be
too.
shocked. I think you would be shocked. He would come out and promote Trump, like
Yeah.
in the same way that Joe Rogan did.
Yeah. Hey, man.
But he did vote for Obama, so
Yes.
he's like been switched.
Yeah,
Right.
I agree with that. I think that's
And I'd be disappointed because I'm like, oh man, you're just like all over the map. You don't have like super strong principles.
yeah, you're just responding to the environment.
Yeah.
Which I mean, to be fair, what
Yeah.
can you do? You got to respond to the environment. People are scared. That's what I've really learned. I've been listening. I've been trying to listen to people talk and trying to be like open-minded and like that is the thread that connects all of it is everybody's scared.
Interesting.
So when you're scared, you're trying to make decisions. And some people, some people want to take big risks. Some people want to take little risks. Some people don't understand what's at risk fully. Some people are over, everybody's just trying to.
Yeah. Well, you know what my original plan with that Ian's Project 2025 was going to be? It was actually going to be me doing one of these things of like, well, let's look on the bright side, guys. Like, let me list all the things that we can look forward to in 2025 and just kind of try to struggle to come up with like some cool things that are maybe happening.
I do want to like provide hopium because I think that is-
Hopium?
yeah, hopium.
Yeah.
Because I do think that is like something that we all need right now. I think especially people, if you're coming and listening to this, there's like 3,000 people who like come and listen to this. And like I mean, it's hard. Everybody's obviously like, emotions are high and whatever. And I for very valid reasons. And I just want to say that, it's really important that we stick together and with all of the shittiness that's happening, there is equal amounts of people who really care and are feeling a lot of like want to love and empathize and whatever. And like we have to lean into that side. And I'd like to think that that's what we are. And just putting it out there that we
Yeah.
love and care about everyone who listens and to each other. And I think we just need to really lean into that for the next.
Yeah, I think a lot of people really do care. I think the one thing that I've been grinding a lot on is kind of this idea of a lot of liberals, leftists, woke people, Democrats. I think everyone who voted for Trump kind of sees what's being said about Trump and fascism and what's going to happen and all this and reproductive rights and all these things. And the reaction is essentially, it all pretty much boils down to you're being dramatic.
Yeah.
You're being dramatic about these things. it's not going to be that bad. They'll say that in some cases. They do, I think, accept in some like reality, like, you know, you're going to be suffering a little bit more if you're not a fan of Donald Trump's policies.
Well, also Elon Musk said like be prepared. The middle class needs to suffer. Like, I mean, they outright said that.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's I think part of what is appealing to conservatives.
Yeah.
Is like
There's
this
a plan.
idea. Well, yeah, there's a plan, and there is if someone's willing to say that and you're a dumb person, that feels like honesty. And that feels like you're listening to someone who's like just giving you the
skinny.
Yeah, the skinny.
Yeah.
And they're not bullshitting you.
Yeah.
And I think that's super appealing because it's like, well, at least I know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And that's better than the reality that my brain is imagining, which is like under woke leftist rule, which is the borders get completely opened, everyone is having their genitals cut off.
Yeah, that's the I think the saddest thing about all of this, like, and it really was the Dems like completely dropping the ball, is like for people who the reality is hard to buy a home, hard to like eat, hard to enjoy yourself, don't have very many prospects for partners. You're going through all this stuff. And basically what the Dems are saying is we're business as usual, like no change at all. And then you have this other side that's like, we're going to revamp this whole thing.
Yeah.
You're going to have a bunch of Americans who are looking at like the situation at hand and they go, I don't want more of this.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah,
then what's
it's a
the other
little bit
choice?
of an act. There is action happening,
There's
which is
action.
better than inaction
Yes.
in this case.
I think that's really what.
Right.
And I want people to like, because I think it's really easy to get caught in this like, people hate women. People hate the gay community. People hate black people. Like, it's really easy to get into this like doom spiral of like half the country voted this way because they're all bigoted pieces of shit. And I think it is a big disservice to your own mental health and to a lot of Americans that did end up voting red to not take into account that you have to like realize, and it is, you know, it's hard to pull yourself out enough to look at it this way, that like you are giving a bunch of Americans who, especially young Americans who can't own a home, don't have anything going for them really. Their wages aren't catching up with the price of things. And you're saying this will stay the same, which isn't good. No one likes, I don't even think a lot of Democrats like the Democratic Party.
No.
Or big changes, big bad changes, maybe big good changes. Who knows? Big changes. And you had a bunch of people like go, I want to take that risk at this point. And that is what I think people should focus on for their own mental health instead of like taking the position of like, people want me to die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I mean, that's why I bring up the idea of about, you know, a lot of people who voted red saying you're being dramatic.
Yeah.
They're not saying no one fucking cares.
Yeah.
They're not saying that. Well, a lot of the reasonable ones aren't saying
Yeah,
that.
I was
You
going
have
to say some of the
people.
crazies are, yeah.
Yeah, but like the vast majority of people, I think they don't understand the principle of something is dramatic until it's a reality.
Yes, exactly.
It's like black and white.
Yeah.
You know, it's like...
It's not until it is.
Yeah, because you can't say... When someone says you're being a little dramatic,
Yeah.
what does that mean?
Yeah.
That means you're being dramatic.
Yeah.
There's no, like, middle ground there
Yeah,
to,
yeah.
like, give someone a sense of, like, it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't worry.
Yeah.
It's just... You're being dramatic. It's going to be fine.
Yeah.
They're not going to appoint Supreme Court judges so that Trump can stay in there until he's dead.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I think the majority of Americans are on other American sides.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, they, I don't know, they just kind of need to feel the pain before... the pain and the suffering before it's like, oh yeah, this is like, okay, fair enough, guys.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of like your, like, I don't know if you had this experience when you were younger, but like your dad is telling you like, you're being dramatic, like walk it off. Like one time I like had a really bad concussion and I was like, Dad, I think I am like, I think I need to go to the hospital. And my dad was like, you're fine.
Yeah.
And I like started walking, and then I like started sideways walking, and then just like
Yeah.
fucking fell over. And my dad was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
And like that frustration of like, I hate that I had to face plant for you to be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, this is actually really bad."
Uh-huh.
And I think that's what a lot of Americans are feeling right now. Of like, what the fuck? Like I told you that I'm having a bad time.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's like women in some states who right now, like if they have a miscarriage, they don't know whether or not they can get the medication to help them like get it out. And they're telling other people like, I'm having a bad time. And the other people are like, it's not that bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, do I have to face plant for you to like help? But the reality is like,
Yes,
that
you
seems
do have to face
that's
plant.
what it seems like it is.
Yeah, and that's been happening. Like, there's so many lawsuits
know.
taken to these states.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Crazy that's I mean, but that just seems to be
Yeah, I think it is like I shouldn't say it's, well, I don't know, but it's a natural response. I think
it must
people
be.
experience it in very like micro ways.
yeah.
Like I experienced that with you early in our relationship,
Yeah.
where it was kind of like, and I don't know, maybe you can relate to a little to this, Dane, but like the idea when your partner brings something up to you that's like a concern of theirs, in my immediate head, I'm thinking of very obvious things like, oh, I don't think we should like drive on these roads because the conditions are really bad. There's a lot of ice. It's very cold. It's snowing. Whatever the thing is.
Yeah.
Like you're being dramatic.
Yeah.
And then you're in a car accident, and it's like, okay, I guess you weren't being dramatic.
Yep.
That's very obvious and physical, but there's a lot of like a little bit more abstract ideas that you can relate a little bit more to, like, you know, government policies and things like that.
Yeah. You like start driving, you know, you get told like, okay, this is a bad idea. You go, you're being dramatic. You get on you implement it, and then it's like the car crash happens, and it's like, we have to clean this up. Yeah.
But I think a lot of people get in defensive mode when they're faced with that reality rather than clocking it as, oh shit.
This is a learning opportunity.
My partner
Yeah.
sounded the alarm bells.
Yeah.
And I was not like, the answer could be somewhere in the middle of between my overconfidence and my partner's like nervousness.
Yeah.
But a lot of people just say that was a fucking fluke.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of Republicans basically saying those are all flukes. All those women dying in hospitals, that's a fucking fluke.
Yeah.
Or some people just have to die.
Yeah.
That's their philosophy. Same
Yeah.
thing with the gun control shit.
Yeah, the gun
some people have to die.
Yeah. I wish they were more honest about that, at least.
Yeah, I think we'll get there. I think it's not a difficult concept to wrap your head around.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, right now it's like,
But yeah, that's what I think personally what I'm like dealing with the most is the uncertainty. Mm-hmm. It's just like the not knowing what the fuck
is going to happen.
Yeah. It's not knowing, you know.
Yeah, I don't like it either, because it seems like that's what Americans want, is a lot of action.
A lot of action, but that can mean a lot. Can mean a lot of things. So it's the not knowing, you know, that is not fun, and that's like, I get really kind of like doomer pilled or whatever when you just hear a bunch of experts and historians and whatever saying, I don't know. So literally everyone's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yep.
So, you know, I don't know. We'll see. But I do like that we can take it one day at a time. And we do have each other and we love each other. And something that I've learned through grieving the loss of loved ones is that when you're in a time of loss and difficulty and despair, you do feel a lot of the opposite feeling in a way that like is very hard to feel when you're not in those types of situations. And you really got to hold on to those moments of intense love and appreciation and camaraderie. I think it's like really important, you know, no matter what. And, you know, it's just day by day. We'll see.
I'm also excited because we should get, you know, probably get a lot of podcast content. We can get more and more political.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, I'm excited to investigate RFK because that fucker is weird as hell.
Yeah.
And I don't think people realize like how, like, he's just so good at like giving you bullshit data. Like it's good data in that like it is accurate, but he says it
Spins
all
it.
in a way,
Yeah.
and he spins it, and then when it's proven to be like, hey man, like maybe you shouldn't, like here's evidence as to why talking about vaccines like you do is probably a bad thing. Like literally 83 kids dying in Samoa. Like he just kind of is like, I had nothing to do with that.
I know,
And
he
it's
just like brushes it away.
Okay.
Well, the crazy thing is the fluoride thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from Alberta. If you're from Alberta, you know exactly how taking fluoride out of the water affects people, and it's not good. Because Calgary, Alberta, if you look up when Calgary took fluoride out of the water and how many childhood like cavity and tooth decay issues we got from that, it became very clear that like removing fluoride from the water is not
so
good.
interesting. I think we're just so stupid, and it's like literally not the general public's fucking business to even hear of fluoride in the water if you aren't like educated in the slightest.
Yeah, because it sounds scary.
It sounds scary. It's so distant, and you think, oh, it can't just be for fucking tooth decay.
Yeah.
Like that's what I was thinking. I was like, well, that seems insane. But like, no, they've done the studies. They've done all the fucking science.
Yeah.
They've realized that you can put the smallest amount of fluoride in the water,
very small.
and it just does it. And it really helps out poor communities who don't have access to fucking, they didn't say, when this article I was reading, they didn't say toothpaste.
Yeah.
They said topical fluoride, which I thought was a funny way of putting it. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But maybe they're talking about like mouthwash and other things. I
Just
don't know.
anything that you can use to apply.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just being sciencey how they are. But yeah, I figured there had to be another thing. And even in my like the deep recesses of my conservative brain, I'm like, well, let's see. Maybe it's causing some other bad effects. Let's just take it out and see what happens. What's the problem?
Take it out and see what happens.
Worst case scenario, some people get some cavities. So what? I brush my teeth, not my problem.
Yeah.
Right? They're just not thinking about like the trickle down effects of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like-
and it's like, yes, you won't get cavities, sure.
Yeah.
The fucking poor child in Flint, Michigan is going to get cavities.
I don't think people realize how overwhelmed the foster care system is and how much CPS lets parents get away with their kids just to keep them out of the foster care system, because the foster care system is almost always worse than, surprisingly, almost always worse than. And some of these parents, like, I've talked to kids who had upbringings where, like, they had to go to, like, the emergency room because a cockroach had embedded in their ear as they slept. Type thing.
I like the idea that cockroaches just do that. Embedding myself into the child's ear.
It happens. And there's kids that are greatly like I had one friend who was like, yeah, my mom's house looked like Asmongold's house. And the CPS would come in and they'd be like, well, better than here than in the system. And they would kind of like she was alone. And if you live in that environment, and you have the government take away the one thing that is like giving you hygienic protection, that is causing you to not have tooth decay, which is extremely painful. Like, that's sad. That's sad. That's like one of the things that you have that is going to give you some sort of like comfort. And they're going to like.
Yeah. And you take it for granted because it's just like in the water automatically. You don't even think about it.
And like, if just because you had a healthy upbringing where your parents taught you to brush your fucking teeth and like cared about that shit, it's like it's just, I don't think people like think about that. You know?
Other people.
Yeah, other people. Well, because like, especially in the economic, because when you take away resources from struggling people, they become stressed and they make bad choices, including bad parenting choices. We are in economic distress. The last thing you want to do is take away like resources that they don't have to think about. I just don't. It really that.
What's
really
fun to think
upsets
about,
me.
I think, for these kinds of people is like maybe they should think about like why do they think people do crime?
Yeah, I
like just think about it for like 1 second. Why do you think people do crime?
I honestly think a lot of people would answer because they're bad people. I'm not like I hate
they're evil.
saying it. Yeah, but I
Yeah.
do think and there'd be some people who would do this weird thing where they almost get it, but then they would stop early enough to just blame women, where they'd be like, they come from single mother homes.
Yeah, fatherless behavior. or
Yes,
something.
yeah. So it's really frustrating. I've tried to have conversations with people where I'm like, I feel like you're stopping your train of thought on purpose at a station, so you don't get to.
I will say I have been dirt ass poor in my life, like no money, zero. That was the most amount of crime that I've ever done in my life was when I was the most poor.
Yep, I'd be stealing everything.
Yeah, I mean, like you have to.
Yeah, I'm not.
Like,
I'm not
or else
gonna.
you're gonna die. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, just fucking fall over and die?
Like people, it's so weird. It's people watch Aladdin and they thought it was so cute when he stole the bread.
Oh, he's poor and he steals.
Oh,
Yeah.
He still don't arrest him.
Yeah.
Don't freaking chop him up. He's just a loaf.
Yeah.
But then they can't.
But it's hard.
It to...
it's hard to put yourself in that situation if you've never been in it, though,
Yeah.
because like you think like, well, I wouldn't steal because those are hardworking Americans that earned what they got.
Yeah.
So I think about that as I lie down on the ground and die. I think I'm so noble for
You're
not
such
stealing.
a noble martyr, Dane.
Yeah.
For just lying over and dying.
All right.
And then people are annoyed. Even if you were to do that, lie down and die, people would be annoyed that you're like on the street lying down and dying.
Oh, just pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Yeah, they'd be like, I don't want to step over you. You smell like shit. So even if you did like fucking lie down and die on the street, homeless people would be like, what the fuck?
Some guy's walking past the dying Dane on the sidewalk. This dad, he tells his son, he's like, this is what fucking Gavin Newsom did.
Yeah.
Gavin Newsom.
What does Trump call him? New scum?
I was trying to think. Yeah, New Scum.
New scum.
This is what New Scum was up to.
Yeah, this
He
is
put
what
this
New
guy
scum
here.
likes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So even if you did do the noble thing and like those people's eyes, you'd still be
Can't win.
You can't win. So I don't know.
So why even try and win?
Might as well
just
steal.
do what you can. Yeah, just do what you can to live and be happy and survive. And
I'm one of those fuckers where like if I'm in a store and I see somebody stealing, I'm giggling.
Yeah, it's
I'm
like
giggling.
Yeah. Can you imagine like you see someone stealing from a place like Target or Walmart and you're like,
I know.
authorities,
I know. I swear to God,
they're stealing from this billion-dollar corporation who cannot afford this, who will not be able to recover.
Will go poor. I've had this conversation with Ian. I don't know if it's only people who have never worked a retail job, but like you learn. It has to be because like you learn really early.
Or retail jobs in the middle of fucking nowhere.
That's true.
And if
they don't have to learn.
Someone were to steal, the whole town takes it seriously.
Yeah.
They're like, our town's going to hell. We got to find this guy and
It's
kill
like
him.
on the news.
Yeah.
Well, because like when I worked retail, the first thing you have to learn for safety is like they tell you, they reassure you, we budget for like loss, breakage and loss every year. You do not have to put yourself in danger if someone is stealing. Let them steal. These fuckers have so much money that they literally budget for stealing. Before
they tell you not to
happens.
stop them because if you get hurt on the job, it's a potential lawsuit for them, which is like actually expensive.
Yes.
The worst thing is when regular customers think they're being some vigilante.
I know.
Bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not even talking about employees. Like
No, I
employees,
know.
usually they tell you not to stop them. But seeing like citizens step in, be like, citizens arrest, this man is stealing from Target.
Crazy. It has to be somebody who's
crazy.
never worked retail.
Yeah.
It has to, because like I feel like every retail job tells you that. I'm so uncaring now. I'm like, these fuckers budgeted for this shit. What? Just I don't. It's so weird how we like get around to taking care of people, right? Because at the end of the day, they're paying for these people to steal, right? They're budgeting for it.
Right.
Why don't you just fucking donate?
Yeah.
Like, just why
Make
don't we
the
have
prices
a different,
cheaper.
like, make the prices cheaper, tax these fuckers more. Like, why are we? It's just such a weird system we have. It's like same with the medical system. If you're poor as fuck and you go into a hospital and you're dying, they're not going to be like, no. They're going to treat you, and then the taxpayers pay for it. right?
Mhm.
So like, what are we doing? Why are we doing this weird roundabout? It's just so fucking, I don't get it.
It's okay, babe.
Sorry.
Trump's gonna fix it.
Oh, that's so reassuring.
Actually,
He's gonna.
JD Vance is
You know
gonna
what?
fix
You
it.
know what was really funny to see? I saw a clip of him at like a rally in Pennsylvania like a couple weeks ago, and he was like, he literally said, he was like, "We're gonna get people back to working in the coal mines," and then everybody started cheering.
Oh no!
And I was like, that's so like dystopian and weird to hear that, because it's just like, you guys get to go work in the coal mines again, and everybody's like, yay!
Yeah, the
we
black
get to go work in the
lung.
coal mines. It's like, I know I had it explained, because I did tell some people that I thought that was funny, and they're like, well, in fairness, like in those areas, the coal jobs were good jobs for them to have. I mean, it's not the most ideal job, but it is good jobs for them to have. I realize that is like the reason why they were happy, but it is still kind of like very
No,
strange. It's
I
kind of like
know.
him saying like, and I'm gonna bring back the draft, and you
I
guys are gonna get
know.
drafted. Yay, we get to go to war and die in
Yeah.
war.
I
Like,
mean, it's
well,
yeah.
it's all fucking just like regular ass measures to like limit the amount of damage we're doing to the environment. Every fucking Democrat can get these guys back working, but it's like we need to essentially stop them at some point and say,
Yeah.
try to find something else.
Yeah.
'Cause
Move
that's
over
what
here.
happened. You know,
Move over
there's-
here now.
Yeah, and it plays on fucking. It's crazy the Camp Lejeune and other things that play on like Fox News,
Mm-hmm.
where what these people are consuming, which is like, yeah, if you worked on this fucking in this operation between the these 2 decades, like you can get a lawsuit settlement.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it's not good for you.
No, I know the black
Doesn't
lung.
fucking like.
I can't wait to get black lung again. Wee!
Yeah. It's like,
so
yay!
it doesn't feel good. Like it, obviously everyone, wants a job, and that's fair.
listen.
But sometimes you do. It's like Elon saying you got to suffer.
No,
a
I
little
know.
Bit. It's the same thing.
Hey, I'm
but the
gonna.
Democrats aren't going to phrase it that way. They're not
No.
going to be like, guys, you're going to have to suffer a little bit. You won't have a job for a while. And you have to search for a job because we don't want you guys to get coal lung.
I don't understand why they don't like pitch like paying for teaching them new skills so they can like go on to like do either like new energy or like some other form
that
of
should be
Well,
part of the
those jobs
process.
have to be transferable. I mean, like
They
a
have
coal
to
mine
be.
is one thing. Like, aren't there different mines to work in? I mean, I've played Minecraft. You can play like you can mine for diamonds and stuff, right?
Well,
So,
I feel like crane operators, like the big machinery shit is definitely a CNCing. Like there's a bunch of
the idea
trades.
that they're all like completely unskilled down there, and they're just pickaxe into black coal, and you're like, "This is good now. Have we gotten enough for the day?"
I just feel like there are a ton of trades jobs that are always
Yeah.
available, that things are shifting, and we should be able to find jobs for, again, like I'm Albertan. I've seen these moves, like from the oil sands
Yeah.
to like, I've seen people make movements. I mean, even
It's just
I
the
have
shift is hard. It's always hard to get a new job.
Yeah.
It really is, and
construction.
I'd venture to guess the fucking coal people, they're just not the most well equipped. Especially if they don't have like a super education or anything, they probably are just like, fuck, that's the best.
I want my old job back. I don't want to
Yeah.
look for a new job.
Yeah, or that it's the best place in town.
Yeah.
That in my shit town
Yeah, I
doesn't
mean,
have that many opportunities.
It is interesting that you say, I mean, obviously, like, again, Alberta is very different from wherever the fuck we're talking about, but there are people who have like very easily shifted from mining for working and these engineering jobs for like oil, and then shifting over to like going north for gold, and like, because there's always fuckers that are digging for gold up north.
Yes,
there's
especially
always
labor jobs.
Yeah, like you can do these on and off. Like it kind of sucks if you want a family, but like there's definitely things that are very transferable.
Yeah.
Like you said, Dane, like you can mine for other things. It probably, some of them will probably have to go to fucking Alaska and shit for a while, but like,
Yeah. Also, there might be some
Fishing,
amount
I
of
don't
just like whatever kind of like pride in your town to be,
Yeah.
doing
We're
or
the
making.
coal
We're the
miners.
coal town. Hey, we're the
Yeah.
coal town. We've been the
Yeah.
coal town for X amount of years. We're not going to change.
And I was
Yeah.
hearing that as well, that rhetoric about like making cars in America, the
I was,
fucking
bringing the
Detroit
auto.
and everything else. And it's
Yeah.
like, sometimes it's just not how it goes. Like if your area is kind of like not well suited to build cars,
Yeah.
like should probably disappear from your area. You shouldn't try to cram the round thing into the square hole.
Yeah, I was gonna
Actually, vice versa. I think that could work.
I think man, I don't want to get into this too much because I don't know exports and imports that well, but it's my understanding that China provides a lot of steel and like the chip factories are all over in China for automobiles and stuff. So like it's just not, I mean, we're obviously going to tariff them, so something's going to have to be figured out, I suppose. I don't know what that's going to look like.
Well, we've already tariffed, I think, last time Trump was president, I want to say that he tariffed steel and aluminum, like a pretty significant amount, and then Biden didn't, like, revert them.
Oh.
So, like, one of the many things that he should have done that he didn't. But the problem that I had heard was the issue with that is that, like, it didn't stop them from importing Chinese steel and aluminum, but just made it more expensive because I think that the way with a lot of places that use steel and aluminum, the specific way that Chinese steel and aluminum has been made is like most compatible with the way that everything else is. It's kind of like like that's the right recipe for the thing that you're making, and if you get American steel, it's going to fuck everything up. And so it's just easier for the company to be like, let's just continue using Chinese steel because it's just like we're going to have to fucking redesign our entire system if we go with American steel. And so therefore it just makes it more expensive because they're not incentivized to use local steel because like they don't want to start over. Like it makes sense. So like that was already a failure with just like two very common materials. So the fact that he still wants to do it with everything or just a bunch of shit is like really discouraging because it makes me think that everything's just going to be way more expensive now. That's why cars, I think.
Well, the used car market is crazy.
Yeah, because like nobody wants to buy new. Because it's just like every car is made of steel and it went up because of the tariff. So,
fuck. Well, we'll see. We'll take it day by day. We'll pray
I benefited directly from that used car thing though because I got a new car when I lived in California, and then when I moved here I didn't need a car anymore, and I sold it for exactly the same price that I bought it for.
I actually benefited from it as well.
Yep.
That's pretty basted.
Thanks, Trump.
Pretty basted. Thank you, Trump.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in to this presidential Copecast.
It's the Copecast.
We're gonna keep an eye on things, and we're gonna give you weekly updates so that you know.
And we're gonna solve the problems. We're gonna solve them.
And come here for your weekly Cope.
Yep.
Or to see the weekly meltdowns we're gonna have.
Oh yeah, true.
Truly, they will truly be weekly. Hasta.
La vista.
Baby.